All right, we started working with slope last week. Today we're going to be looking at positive and negative slopes. Yes, on Friday we were only looking at positive, but can somebody first remind me, slope is what variable? What letter equals slope? M, and M equals? Rise over? Run. Okay, good. Rise over run. That's our slope formula. Okay, so what does a positive slope look like? Positive slopes are lines that rise from left to right. And we call that uphill. Uphill. Because let's think about it. If you were walking along the line, for example, if we had a little man here walking along the line, is he going to be walking uphill or downhill? He is going uphill, right? So this is a positive or uphill slope. Okay, so what about negative slope? Negative slope. Okay, down or negative slope are lines that fall from left to right, and we call that downhill. Okay, because let's think about it. If your little man is walking along the line, is he going uphill or downhill? Downhill. He's going downhill, so the slope here is negative. So anytime that you have a line that is going up from left to right, it is a positive slope. Any line that looks like this going down from left to right is a negative slope. Okay? For finding these slopes, we are always going to, we're also going to need to pick our own points. Now remember how before they gave us the 2 points and we just had to count, rise and run? Now you're going to get lines that maybe do not have 2 points already given to you. So we need to use what is called a lattice point. Okay, a lattice point is a point at the intersection of 2 grid lines. Okay, so a lattice point would be something like, let me draw a line. Say I have a line that's going just straight through the origin and looks like that. Can you guys draw that, please? Okay, so where would a lattice point be? An intersection of 2 grid lines. There's one right here, right? We're looking for those points that cross right in between the middle of where the 2 grid lines meet. So point 1, 1 is a lattice point. Can you find another lattice point? What about 2, 2? Is that a lattice point? Does it go right in the middle of the 2 lines? Point 3, 3 is also a lattice point. Any on the negative side? How about negative 1, negative 1? That's a lattice point. Negative 2, negative 2. Negative 3, negative 3. Okay, now it's not always going to be this simple to find them, but you guys have the idea, right, of what it looks like? Okay. So we have 2 examples for this one. Example 1, we need to find the slope of the line. Okay, so here is the graph. Let me see if I can zoom in on it. Okay. So I'm looking at the right-hand one. First of all, let's hypothesize. Is this a positive or a negative slope? It's positive, so my slope should come out positive, right? We should get a positive number, okay? But we're going to double check. So the first thing we have to do here is we need to find some lattice points. And it needs to go right in between the middle of the 2 grid lines. So I'm going to find, I see a lattice point right here. Does anybody else see that one? So draw in your lattice point. Where's another one? Right here? There's one right there. Is this a lattice point right here? Now, I found 3 of them. How many do I need? Just 2. I just need 2. So you can pick whichever ones you want. You should get the same answer every time. I'm going to pick these 2 that are right next to each other. Okay? So we start at the lower point, and we need to count our rise first. How many spaces am I rising? 1 over 1, 2. So my slope is 1/2. Is that a positive number? Yes, it is. My slope is positive. So this time there's an extra we're doing the exact same thing. There's just that extra step of having to find the lattice point yourself. Okay? So, will you guys try example 2? Let's first hypothesize. Is this going to be a positive or a negative slope? This is a negative. Good. So your answer should come out to be a negative number. Because remember, if you ever go down, it's negative. Or if you ever go left, it's negative. Okay, so find 2 lattice points first, and then count the rise and the run. Can someone give me the coordinate of one of their lattice points? Genevieve. Okay, +3, -7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yep, that's one. Did anybody else get that one? Okay, anybody have another one? Jacob, you have another one? Right in the middle. What's the coordinate of this point? 0, 0 is 1. Are there any others in here? -1, +2. Any others? Yeah? Never mind. How about +1, -2? Right there. That's also 1. We have enough, so let's just pick some. I'm going to pick 0, 0 and go to -1, +2. Is everybody okay with that? Okay, so how many spaces do I have to go up? 2 spaces. So that's going to be a +2 for my rise. And then what do I do? Left, how many? 1. So if I move to the left, is that positive or negative direction? That's negative. So my slope is going to be +2 over -1. How else can I write that? What's +2 divided by -1? -2. So you can just write it as -2 as well.